know you guys talk a lot about like wanting to recruit good agents to the
Yes.
team. So for you guys, like looking at, are you looking more for like newer agents, experienced agents? What's kind of like that ideal setup?
We've had both. I think ultimately I'm looking at their values, like who they are. We're chatting about the 24-hour test, which is a creative way where people can kind of, they do like a creative project where they show us who they are, which is great. And also, just we want to have the peace of mind that they can easily be swapped out with any member of the team and it's seamless.
Yeah.
That sounds sort of low value, but that's systems, right? That's structure that when I sit with the buyer or seller, that they're going to hear more or less 80% of the same thing that they're going to hear from someone else. There's always the fill that comes in between, but there's some kind of a structure and a pattern to how you're meeting with everyone.
Well, what I meant by that is, like, for example, if one agent goes on vacation, another agent can step in, and that agent who's on vacation will have total and complete peace of mind that their client is being treated a certain way.
Yeah, and our company right now, we're kind of building some of those systems in place, and we're calling it the Andrew gets hit by a bus plan. So if I get hit by a bus, everything can keep running.
Yeah, well, that's the Dean Jackson get mauled by a tiger, right? Like what happened with Siegfried and Roy. Roy got mauled, and 100 people lost their jobs and everything else. And just down the street, there was the Blue Man Group that, there were 3 Blue Men on stage, but there were 4 of them that were actually there.
Now there's so many.
Right, and so there's 23 of them across the world, but any one of those people could fly from Paris to New York and perform the same way. And it's great to have a business. And the title, Dean talked about this. It was a Forbes magazine article. It said, "Is your business tiger-proofed?"
Yeah.
Right. So whether it's hit by a bus or tiger-proofed, it's an interesting way to think about a business. Where it's, but a lot of agents have a tough time with it because it's like you have to remove the. I think there's like a kind of a desire to be liked or respected or whatever. Like it's like you have to remove the ego out of it.
Yeah.
And some people have even built it hard too because they've made it the Bob Smith team versus the Smith home selling system or whatever it is, right? It's a very subtle difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like Walmart is Sam Walton, right? But the Walmart is the brand. Yeah, I mean, I know that's not a brand to aspire to necessarily, but Amazon, Jeff Bezos, anything like that, right? That it's not, you don't go to jeffbezos.com, right? And that luckily that colored the way we thought about the business early when we started thinking about Charlton Advantage versus Chuck and Melissa. Where I think it becomes a better asset down the road to have something like Charlton Advantage where it's a little less about the founders. It speaks to
what you get out of it.
the past and the history, but it doesn't mean that you have to work with a Charlton.
What meaningful jobs do you have for your assistants when they are not actually supporting your sales team? And how do you avoid having them do menial tasks like counting Kleenex to fill their day?
I love this question. The best way so Dean Jackson is one of my main mentors in my life, but he said, this changed everything for me. He said, look, when you own a car and it's sitting in the parking lot, he's like, do you pay the same amount every month for your car? Yeah, you do. But the car is okay sitting in the parking lot. And I think the other thing that happens with talent is talent finds a way to, they're always going to be busy because just like us, they have almost like an entrepreneurial mindset where they say, oh, I got to work on this, right? Or they'll have a backup of tasks. If they understand the business, they'll say, that needs work or this needs work. And with Steph doing your operations manual, I mean, it's a big thing, right? It's a huge job. Yeah. So I don't think there's any excuse for admin not to be busy. I think if they are, it's almost a sign that maybe it's not the right admin, if I'm being perfectly honest.
But also there's a leadership aspect to it too, right? So if you're constantly thinking of the things that are going to move your business forward, how amazing would it be to have your admin starting to work on some of those things, like doing the background research, like gathering information, like whatever it is that you need, like your men can do that. It doesn't have to be you.
Right.
Yeah.
So we do an admin mastermind once a week too. So that's Melissa and I brain dumping all of like, here's our ideas, or we've got these balls in the air right now. And Phil Soper had a neat way of doing this too. He said, with Royal LePage, we have like 100 great ideas, and then we have 10 that are finalists, and then we have 3 that we're actively working on.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. You go to conferences, you'll watch over a pint. There's so many ideas out there, and it's like being able to say, okay, but these are the 3 that are really going to move the business forward.